Liverpool 2-1 Brighton. Jurgen Klopp's side showed their powers of recovery once again to react to an early setback against Brighton at Anfield with goals from Luis Diaz and Salah. Liverpool moved to the top of the Premier League after staging a comeback victory against Brighton at Anfield. Chelsea 2-2 Burnley. Cole Palmer put the hosts ahead twice, only for 10-man Burnley to battle back and earn a deserved point as they battle for Premier League survival. Chelsea twice threw away a lead against 10-man Burnley as the pressure continued to ramp up on head coach Mauricio Pochettino. GAWANG PATAH has summarized for you. Salah inspires Liverpool comeback to fire Reds top before Man City vs Arsenal. 5 talking points. Liverpool 2-1 Brighton. Jurgen Klopp's side showed their powers of recovery once again to react to an early setback against Brighton at Anfield with goals from Luis Diaz and Salah. Liverpool moved to the top of the Premier League after staging a comeback victory against Brighton at Anfield. The Reds endured a nightmare start on Sunday afternoon after a brilliant Danny Welbeck goal within the opening couple of minutes. Luis Diaz was the man to find Liverpool a foothold midway through the second half. Salah had a number of chances to complete the comeback for the hosts, but it did not look like being his day. That was until the 65th minute after he was picked out by former Brighton man Mac Allister for the winning goal. Diaz thought he had rounded off the scoring with a second, but was denied by the offside flag. Here are the talking points from Anfield. Welbeck wallop stuns Anfield. It's usually Liverpool who start games at a rapid pace, but this time it was the visitors to Anfield. Barely 2 minutes into the game, Brighton seized the lead with a stunning Welbeck strike. After slack defending from the hosts, the ball found its way to the former England striker on the edge of the box, and he fired a stunning effort past Caoimhin Kelleher. It was a marvelous way to celebrate his 100th Premier League appearance for Brighton. While he now dons the blue and white stripes of Brighton, those in the red of his former club Arsenal would also have been celebrating the goal. Diaz keeps up hot form. Liverpool found their equalizer midway through the first half, and it was from their informed winger Luis Diaz. The Colombian was alive to a rash clearance from Joel Veltman. He was then unmarked to lash home his 12th goal of the season in all competitions. It also saw him keep up his productive recent form for the Reds. Diaz now has 4 goals and 3 assists in his last 7 league outings. With Liverpool firmly in the race for the title, they will hope that continues throughout the remainder of the season, so they are not too reliant on Salah. Salah finally scores. On the topic of the Egyptian forward, he was unusually wasteful against Brighton. During the first 45 minutes of the clash, he had 7 chances, some more presentable than others. The problem was that he only managed to get one of those efforts on target. For a player as prolific as Salah, it was strange to see his finishing touch desert him. That was until he scored in the 65th minute of the game. Mac Allister picked out his teammate in the Brighton box, and it was a simple finish for Salah as he stroked home. He continued to have chances with 12 shots coming his way, the most in his Premier League career, but the one goal was all he had to show. Comeback kings do it again. Liverpool's powers of recovery were on full show once again at Anfield. While Brighton played extremely well, they were powerless to halt their resurgent hosts. Jurgen Klopp's side created a series of chances throughout the game and were deserving of their eventual winner that came from Salah. Liverpool have now earned an astounding 26 points from losing positions this term, the best record in the Premier League. That mental fortitude is only going to serve beneficial as the title race moves into its decisive stage. Victory over Brighton takes Liverpool 3 points clear at the top of the Premier League, and the Reds can now afford to relax. Both of their title rivals Manchester City and Arsenal are set to face off at the Etihad, with Liverpool now afforded the luxury of being able to kick back and watch the game knowing it is a no-lose. Chelsea failed to beat 10-man Burnley as Blues throw led away twice. 5 talking points. Chelsea 2-2 Burnley. Cole Palmer put the hosts ahead twice, only for 10-man Burnley to battle back and earn a deserved point as they battle for Premier League survival. Chelsea twice threw away a lead against 10-man Burnley as the pressure continued to ramp up on head coach Mauricio Pochettino. Late in an end-to-end opening half, the Blues were handed a soft penalty when Lorenzo Insigne was shown a second yellow after a VAR review concluded with the decision he had brought Mykhailo Mudryk down. Cole Palmer struck the penalty calmly to put Chelsea in front. But Irish midfielder Josh Cullen leveled for the Clarets early in the second half, and despite Palmer regaining the lead for the hosts entering the final stages, Cullen teed up compatriot Dara O'Shea to nod in an equalizer, before substitute Jay Rodriguez went close to sealing an improbable winner for the 10-men visitors, only to be denied by the crossbar. Here are the talking points from a roller coaster afternoon at Stamford Bridge. Chaos, no control. Chelsea should have kicked on and won comfortably after being gifted an opening goal and man advantage. Instead, they conspired to throw 2 points away as their pursuit of a European place took another, potentially fatal, blow. Burnley deserved plenty of credit for how they dug in and took all but one of their chances. Yet this was again a story of Chelsea's £1 billion squad, regardless of a lengthy injury list, failing to control a game that looked so straightforward at the break. Mudryk improvement. There remains plenty of work to do, and Burnley fans will remain aggrieved by the perceived ease in which he went down to win the penalty. But the Ukraine international is beginning to look far more comfortable in a Chelsea shirt. He drove forward with intent consistently against the Clarets and produced one fantastic piece of skill, leading to Lorenzo Insigne's first yellow card. That delighted the home fans. There were a couple of poor attempts from range that flew over the bar, but in a team that has lacked creativity too often this season, there is at least now evidence that Mudryk should be persisted with. If he is to prove respectable value for money, Mudryk needs to provide more still, but there are clear signs of improvement deserving of praise. Fuming Kompany. Vincent Kompany lost the rag over the penalty decision that put Chelsea in front and saw Insigne sent off. It was unclear what he said exactly, but the angry hand gestures indicated it was unlikely to have been pleasant. Undoubtedly, it is hard to keep your cool when what a neutral would describe as a borderline decision goes against you. But coaching staff and players must learn to reel in their anger or face the consequences. Earlier this week, the FA published the written reasons behind Nottingham Forest assistant Stephen Reid getting a 2-game ban for calling referee Paul Tierney a C*** on at least 3 occasions. The game and officials are belatedly beginning to stand up to abuse. Let's hope it continues. Cheers, no jeers. The international break hardly brought respite to Chelsea, with the club supporters' trust publishing a letter to the owners that claimed they were at risk of becoming a laughingstock. But beyond the expected murmurings from a misplaced pass or poorly conceded chance, the atmosphere was notably supportive towards the Chelsea players on another afternoon where they collectively underperformed. There were even loud cheers when Raheem Sterling came on with a little under 20 minutes left to play, and he duly set up Palmer's second. Misspent youth. This was a meeting of the Premier League's 2 youngest teams, with Burnley's average age of a starting 11 this season, 24 years, 257 days, just pipping Chelsea's 24 years, 280 days. And the inexperience showed during a game that produced a pile of chances, but no shortage of sloppiness from both sides.